thank you for tuning in. If you're not watching this today, it was released, it was recorded August 22nd, 1596. Our guest,
Katie Drahos.
Katie Drahos, everybody. Thank you. What's your top 10 dangerous places?
I'm gonna start with like number 3.
Okay.
That Snake Island.
Is that the name of the island?
I think so, but it's just like an island full of snakes.
Well, that's what I would call it.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, okay.
Number 1, just the Everglades in general. Alligators creep me out, and actually all that stuff creeps me out. I actually won't fly over Florida for this reason.
Interesting.
Because if the plane crashes in the Everglades, I'm just gonna have to end it for myself right there. So
yeah.
Number 7, Black Friday circa 1998, when they were doing like the Cabbage Patch dolls or whatever year that was. Maybe that was like 94, and people were getting trampled.
Wild.
That was dangerous. I think that was a very dangerous place. I think for the rest of them, for scariest places, I'm just gonna go with After Hours Ball Pit, McDonald's, Ghost.
Wow.
Ghosts are theirs too.
The haunted ball pit.
Yeah.
After Hours at McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's a pretty scary place, and I would put it in all the other positions. Whatever's left open.
Whatever's left open, let's just fill that up.
What do you consider to be some silly billy behavior?
Those hands, those like sticky hands.
Yeah.
I don't have one on my person, but if I did, I think that would be a silly billy behavior.
Just to have one of those.
Mm-hmm. Eating like funny food.
Okay.
That's kind of silly. Like
yeah, like ants on a log.
That's like a perfect example of some funny food.
That's some silly billy behavior.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
silly billy behavior.
First, you gotta craft it.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And it's like playing with your food. You know what I mean? It's a game.
And they say don't do that, or people will call you a silly billy.
Yeah.
Eating silly food. Where do you keep your soy sauce?
In my cabinet.
In the cabinet.
Yeah.
Why?
I think at one point it was in the fridge. And then I remembered going into any restaurant that had soy sauce, and it was not cold. So I think it was going in the fridge because like ketchup, condiments, like I'm putting them in the same place, and then I just had the epiphany of like, yo, this is not where this goes. Mm-hmm. You need to put this someplace room temperature.
Room temperature.
Yeah, so now I keep it in my cabinet.
What temperature is room temperature?
Well, this is just like I have like so many different answers running through my head right now, because like my first answer was going to be 98 degrees because that's like body temperature.
Sure.
But then I'm like, people are not heating their rooms to 98 degrees. That's really hot.
Hopefully they aren't.
Yeah, I would hope they aren't doing that. I'm going to say room temperature is 70 degrees.
70 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. 70 degrees Celsius is a pretty good and fair room temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. If you got a fan, maybe they're standing there with a sign that says you're my favorite, you know.
I love keeping fans around for that.
Yeah, it's nice. Mm-hmm. And then they can like wave the sign at you and kind of cool you off a little bit.
Get
That's
the air
nice.
Moving.
Yeah, get some circulation.
Yes.
Do you have fans?
I don't know.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure. Sure. Yeah.
How would you know if you did have fans?
Yeah, this is why I'm saying, like, I don't think I do, because in my opinion, if you have fans, you're just being, like, bombarded 24/7. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to Ross Dress for Less without being, like, pandemonium.
Sure.
That's not happening to me yet.
But someday soon.
Somebody did recognize me at an Applebee's, though.
That's not nothing. That is something.
And sometimes people yell at me, Butter Boys! That's the name of one of my bands. So that's
you're in a band?
Yeah.
What do you play?
I sing, I play the keys, I play guitar, I play bass.
All at the same time?
Usually.
What's that like?
It's easy.
Is it?
It's super easy. I don't know why people don't do it more often. You just lock in. That's what I say. You just like...
You lock in. You get the thing?
Yep.
You find your space?
Yep.
And then you just keep it.
Yes.
This is where it is.
This is how it is. This is what it's going to be. That's what I always like to say.
You can get with this, or you can get with that.
Exactly.
What's the hardest part about trying to get a sales rep at a DSW during the busiest time at the mall?
Sometimes it's like even figuring out who they are, because everyone in a DSW looks fabulous.
Yeah.
The customers, the employees, just trying to figure out who is usually like the hardest part for me.
Do you just go up to the largest individual and punch him right in the gut?
I usually just like start screaming.
You just yell.
Yeah.
Ah! ah! And then someone will come over.
Somebody usually comes over and starts shaking me.
Who works there? You need to stop.
Yeah.
You're scaring everybody in here.
And then I'm like, I'll take a size 8, please.
Is that all you wanted?
Yeah.
I could have helped you with that. You didn't have to yell.
I didn't know who you were.
What's the ideal amount of people to get lost at sea?
Oh, the ideal?
The correct amount.
So, well, okay, are we talking raft?
Mostly we're talking they had a plan and it went awry. But they are lost.
Yeah.
They don't know where they're going.
I have 2 answers. They're on opposite sides of the spectrum.
Okay.
I think either by yourself, castaway.
Sure.
Because then you're not having to deal with having to potentially eat somebody else. Because that just seems like a bummer. Or 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, I think 5,000 people being lost at sea is going to alert something.
Someone will go looking for him.
And then the eating people situation.
There's more people to eat.
Yeah.
So you feel less bad.
You can be like a little bit more removed.
Right.
From the person. I mean, best case scenario is if it was 5,000 cannibals. Because I think they're not going to be that affected.
No, I don't think so either.
They might even be like stoked.
They might just start their own thing there.
Yeah, exactly. I think they might just be like, hey, you know what? I think this works for us.
Tupac said, reality is wrong. Dreams are for real. How does that make you feel?
I have very vivid dreams, actually.
Do
so
you?
I always kind of like have one foot planted in this reality. Like, cause even my dreams, I make decisions based on things that are happening here. I'll be on a trip to Hawaii in my dream.
Yeah.
And I'll be like chilling or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I really want to extend this vacation. And then I like check my phone and it's my bank account. That's like boring and annoying.
Yeah.
But that's how my dreams are.
It's like not an escape at all.
No, it's not.
You've got thoughts. People want to hear them. How do people...
You can find me on Instagram, butterboys_music, and ghostkitchen_Minneapolis.
Is Britney Spears the millennial Judy Garland?
No.
No.
Not as much like tap dancing.
Yeah, lack of tap dancing.
Yeah, and like, she doesn't do that as much.
Doesn't make the cut.
No, I think Britney's in a league of her own, and she's better. Obviously.
Okay.
Judy Garland ain't no Britney, if you know what I mean.
I understand what you're saying to be words. I don't know exactly what you mean.
Judy Garland ain't no Britney.
But Judy Garland ain't no Britney.
No shade. Britney fucking rules.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for tuning in. And tune in again next time for our guest, Gloria Astoria, and musical guest, Hands is for Horses.